is Bryn Taylor, and I've had horses here for 4 years now, going on 4 years. It's historical. Through the years, my family has known the family that used to live here. I've had friends that have lived here and maintained the property. My grandfather used to be here with horses. There's different sections. This is the original over here. This was built in the 1700s, that one 1800s, this center part early 1900s, where the pool is. I was standing back there where the horses are and just taking a bunch of pictures because the moon at the time was over here and it looked really cool with all the fog and the lights. And then when I was going through the pictures, deleting all the blurry ones, I noticed something right here. I zoomed in and it looked like a figure. The actual barn, there's a one stall particular that when I'm cleaning, sometimes you'll hear a voice. And I've heard my name called and I've answered back, no one's there. The animals will look, like they'll look into the direction of where I heard it come from. The mansion, there's a lot of stuff that happens there. Doors open, I'll go and close them and lock them and they'll open again. And that door right there, one of the days it was open. So I walked up the fire escape, shut it from outside, went back to the barn, and about an hour later it was open again. So I went back up, and this time I went inside and latched it from inside and like locked it. And as I went to turn around, there was a big bang over my head and footsteps coming down towards me. So I ran down the steps and ran across the whole mansion and went out the door over there.
My name's Zach Heino. I'm an electrical engineer and a paranormal investigator. We're out here in Pennsylvania at an old farmhouse. And there's a lot of interesting things that have gone on here. I got a bunch of equipment, a bunch of sensors, and I like to look at the paranormal from a very scientific side. But you know, I welcome all different aspects to understand, you know, what this unexplained phenomena is. So I'm out here. There's tons of activity. This place really hasn't been investigated much before. So I basically wanted to kind of see, you know, what we can capture. So I'm going to set up a sensor grid throughout the building. What I like to do is kind of get an understanding of what the environment is. So we collect data on total volatile organic compounds, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, oxygen, ozone, and temperature and humidity. And all those parameters combined, you can kind of get a good understanding of what happens in the environment during a paranormal occurrence. So that's what I have here. It's called the ectopod, the ectobox actually. I made this, and basically what happens is it goes back to wirelessly it goes to an AI cloud database where basically you can get all that data, a timestamp to figure out what what happened during an event, and then. I got some infrared cameras, security cameras we could just set up to capture any motion. Nice thing about these guys is they pinpoint when the motion happens, so we don't have to go back through all the footage. Got an EMF meter, but this guy is nice because it's a wider range than most, and it can rule out different things like phones and Wi-Fi and stuff. You kind of get a good spectrum analyzation of what you're capturing. Sometimes I like to use a Geiger counter here. I mean, it could be another thing, basically radioactive material to see. It's just another thing that I like to kind of get another data point on to kind of see if there's any correlation with radioactivity and paranormal activity. So I like to keep this thing running. I got, actually I'll turn that off right now because it's clicking. Actually, the radioactivity is kind of high. I got a Tesla coil, and I got a bigger Tesla coil here. Basically, what these guys do is essentially charge up the environment and pretty much make the you send plasma into the air and convert the environment, the surrounding air into ozone, O3, and supposedly that really kind of amplifies the paranormal activity. This is basically an ectopod, I call it. It's an EMF meter. It's got lights and stuff on it, so anything, there's variations you could see in the light here. So if that starts beeping and going off, you know that there's a change in environmental EMF. This is like a motion sensor, essentially, that does a similar thing. Basically, if it lights up when there's motion. So I try to use all these sensors to try to understand what Greg might see or feel. And that's the interesting part. There's so many different perspectives in this field, and I like to try to bring it together to try to find common ground and try to figure out what's actually happening.
Since everything's here, I say we go to the best room to go to in this, and we'll set something up first. Okay. Yeah, just do some sort of test.
So Blake, I guess you're going to be our test subject. So we're going to do what's called the Estes method. It's a spirit box session, and it's a spirit box. Basically, what it is a radio that scans through pretty much all the frequencies, and supposedly you're supposed to hear spirit voices either coming through the radio stations or between the radio stations. I'm always skeptical of it, so what I like to do is put this device inside a Faraday cage to kind of rule out any interference. We're also in an awesome building where we're not going to get any outside interference as is. But what happens is some people will just play it loud. I'll turn it on. You probably won't hear it much because the speaker's not too loud. But so it's just a regular radio. But what happens is, let me pick it up. Yeah, let me turn it on. There you go. It kind of goes through. Oh, you hear it on the microphone, I guess. Basically, it goes through, and you pick up different things, and lots of times you'll pick up radio stations, but that's why I put it in the Faraday cage, so you don't have that interference. But what happens, people will ask questions, you'll get something back, and I guess psychologically your mind likes to come up with stuff that you're answering the questions that you have. So the Estes method was, I guess, developed by, was that Carl Pfeiffer? Or basically Estes Park, Colorado, the Shining Hotel, where they basically came up with a method where you have someone listening. Blake's going to be listening. He's not going to hear any of our questions. He's going to have noise-canceling headphones. He's going to have blindfolds on, and we're going to ask questions. And if he answers something back to our questions, I mean, it's kind of hard to explain how that happens, but it just shows you that our minds aren't making up answers to this. So yeah, you can start now. I'll wait till.
No, I guess you should let me know when you're finished.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Okay.
I'll leave the room.
I'll leave you there all night. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll just kind of ask questions and go through.
Do you enjoy the company of people coming in?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Well, we enjoy talking to you.
Can you come close to this box?
No.
No.
Kind of like a little girl, screaming, saying no.
Oh. Can you touch any of these devices at all? Or can you make any noises throughout this place?
Get out.
A woman who had her horses here, Ginger, her family owned the place. She shot herself and committed suicide right on the property. And it's kind of hard to, because it's dark out. But if you come to the top of the driveway, my friend Bill Holman, who used to take care of the property, he lived back there. There used to be cottages all back there. They knocked them down. He found Ginger in that tree line right down there, sitting up against the tree with the shotgun.
Yeah, especially in that small lower level.
Yeah, she's got cameras all over for security and.
I thought that panda bear was on the washing machine. It's on the back of a toilet.
You had to move that.
Me?
Was that you?
No. Ask Greg. Because I remember it being on the washing machine when I walked up in daylight. And I was like, why is it on the back of the toilet now? I wouldn't. I'm not like that.
You just walked through here though.
I did. Yes. Not me. Would not do that.
All right, this is called like a structured light sensor camera. Essentially, it's like a Kinect sensor that basically maps the environment with a infrared laser. So this is where you actually, this is where you caught the hand, right? Yep. So we'll show you that picture. There was a hand that he was taking pictures of the whole property, and there was a hand that nobody accounted for. Like we couldn't. That was only you there by yourself, right, Greg? What's going on?
It's picking something up over by the door here.
It might be the reflection in the window.
No, it's this one. It's this one.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
It was like a whole body.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We have it recorded, so.
It's
We had the body at the doorway and now a body here.
Went that way.
We're pushing it out.
Still here?
Anybody here at all with us?
Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Who's that?
My name's Greg.
You see something? What's going on?
Never.
Never.
Did you
Never
capture
what?
something on there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt like this rush of cold as soon as I turned it.
You can go upstairs. Hey. Might go up in that room up there because we were talking about suicide and stuff, and he said hurt
Yeah.
and angry.
There's nothing to be scared of. We just want to talk. Are you scared about crossing over?
Think they're gone.
Go back to the house.
I couldn't really make out the like it was like clearly not radio or it was like it's like the you know how it's like it was like the in betweens. There was like
that's the one
it
that
sounded like a woman, and I couldn't make that like it was like little blips, but it was like very clear. But it was
multiple times.
Yeah.
Felt a little colder air too.
Did you?
In my hand.
Yeah.
Do you see something?
Nope. Just felt like a rush of cold air.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Yeah, he felt it, and that went off, and I felt it. It was,
Oh.
back in the middle.
I heard that too.
Whoa.
Is that you?
We're happy to meet you. I was screaming.